Very good morning to all of you, and welcome to Pre-Bell with Team William O'Neill India. So it's the start of fresh week, May 8, 2023, and a disclaimer that the registration granted by the SEBI membership of BASL and certification from the NISM is no way a guarantee performance of the intermediary or provide any assurance of returns to investors. Investment in securities markets are subjected to market risks. Read all related documents carefully before investing. Okay, so if you see Nifty's chart, it was a good day on the Thursday, guys. The closing was very good, and we discussed that the volume was not that good. Thursday ka day high pe closing hua tha. It was an excellent move on Thursday, but the problem was the volume. The volume was a tad lower. Whenever you see such a excellent action on Thursday or any day, like you want a volume to be on the higher side, which was not. And again, Friday, there was an issue. There was some gap down opening, and the Nifty closed near the day's low. But ideally, if you see Thursday और Friday एक न्यूट्रल हो गया. Wednesday का जो क्लोजिंग था वहां पे मार्केट अभी खड़ा हो गया फिर से. So Wednesday's closing was here, and there was some spike on Thursday. Again, it gave up the gains on Friday. But again, something good was that Friday was not also a high volume day. If Friday was a high volume day, something like this, and the closing was near the day's low, then I would be a bit negative on the things. But that was not the problem. So it will be a fresh start. First level to watch out will be the 18,000 level. So if we are on the downside, Nifty needs to hold the 18,000 level. Okay. And on the higher side, जो 250 to 300 वाला zone है उसके ऊपर निकलना है. 18,250, 18,300 वाला zone. Once we are above that zone, we will be moving towards the 18,500 or even the fresh new highs. Because once we get the fresh new highs, the market will be in a confirm uptrend. Or if we get a follow through day, that is 1.5% gain on a volume higher than previous session, then also we will consider it as a follow through day. As of now, the buy switch is on. The good part is that the key moving averages are trending higher. So if you see 21 अभी पहले नीचे था, ठीक है, लास्ट वीक वो 200 के भी ऊपर आ गया था ट्यूसडे को. So that is something positive. The green line is the 21, black is the 200, and जो नीचे red है वो 50 है. ठीक है. So now 50 जो नीचे आ रहा था, it was trending down. Now it is holding and trying to move higher. So if we consolidate, see इतने अच्छे गेन के बाद अभी हम देखो 16,800 से गेन हुआ, वहां से 18,200 तक we went. So after this good gain, if we consolidate for few days, a couple of weeks in a range 200, 300, 500 point range, then that's never an issue. That's always positive. But what's important is that the stock should not fall on the higher volume. The index should not fall on the higher volume. These are very important. So firstly, 18,000, 18,050 on the downside, 18,250, 300 on the higher side. These are the resistance and support you need to look out for. So it's a result season. A lot of results are going on, and today UPL, Can Bank, Indian Bank, Exide, Pidilite, these guys will report the result. In fact, Exide is forming a stage. The pattern formation is very good. So if Exide delivers in the result, we could see a fresh breakout over there. Even the banks are also forming a good base. So let's see how the things play out. So Pidilite commentary will be very important because the crude is now trading around 75. So let's see how the demand is. If demand scenario is robust, then I think ये quarter में थोड़ा margin improvement यहाँ पे Pidilite पे भी दिख सकता है because the input cost थोड़ा नीचे की side आ रहा है. The input cost is getting a bit lower. So Coal India's revenue decent growth of 16 to 17%. Profit नीचे था 18%. As the margin contracted. Britannia, the result was very good. The revenue from operations grew 4.1% and the profit growth was 13%. It was a decent set of numbers for Britannia Industries. Even from the Marico also 18% growth in revenue and around 4% growth in the profit. So overall ये जो FMCG companies है उनके लिए एक decent set of numbers आ रहे हैं. Even though the rural कंजम्पशन जो रूरल डिमांड में पिकअप होना चाहिए, they are not getting that level of pickup in the rural demand, but then also the urban demand is very, very robust. Plus, the rural demand is a bit stagnant, but looks like if the monsoon is good, it might pick up. If it's not, then it might remain stable to a little on the negative side. But let's see how it pans out. Union Bank PAT grew 94% YOY to more than 2,700 crore, while NII growth was good. I think NIM was a bit down. I've not mentioned over here, but NIM thoda sa niche tha iska. So that might be a little bit of negative for Union Bank, but overall result was good and growth was decent. Asset quality superb. Paytm, that is 197 Communications, narrowed its losses to 168 crore. So even after so many quarters of listing, what we are still discussing is कि loss narrow हो रहा है. But yeah, that's the fact. So last year in the same quarter, the loss was more than 750 crore, but this time it's just 168 crore. The Star Health's premium has gone up. Also, the market share has gone up in April. And in the merger of TCNS, ABFRL, so ABFRL acquiring it, so TCNS shareholders will get 11 shares of ABFRL for every 6 shares that are they held for TCNS. And the free float in Adani Total Gas and Adani Transmission will be reduced by MSCI in the May review. So these are some of the key news that needs to be looked on. Global market was very, very good. Dow, S&P, Nasdaq, superb move, 1.7% to 2.3% move. Job data was robust, no problem over there. Plus, some of the results were really, really good in the US market, especially Apple. Apple beat estimates on all front. 4-5% ऊपर गया था तो यूएस मार्केट वहाँ का रिलायंस है तो वो खींच के ही लेगा बाजार को अगर 4-5% ऊपर आया तो the sentiments were good for the global markets. Asian market, decent. Kospi is up 0.9%, Shanghai up 1%, Nikkei is a bit down. And if you look at the SGX Nifty, positive bias se open ho raha hai. So last Friday closing was somewhere around, on the cash market was 18,070-80, but currently this is the FNO level. So future level 150 ke upar hai. So it looked like a positive opening, but let's see where it goes, as we have already discussed the levels. So chart of the day, the result of Britannia was really good, and that's why I selected this one today. It is just 1% to pivot, forming a stage 1 base. So generally stage 1, stage 2 base are very good. Plus RS line is the right side of the base. So if you divide this base into left and right, okay, so you can see the relative strength is improving in the right side of the base. That is something positive to look out for. Plus, so पिछले कुछ sessions में volume से बढ़ा है, so that is something to be watch out. And if you see the number of fund holding, even at a higher base, last quarter में more than 10% fund का growth हुआ है. ROE 67, excellent. इसमें ब्रिटानिया का कोई तोड़ नहीं है. The EPS strength is superb, 94. Buyer demand is very good. And I think once we break out on a higher volume, then RS might also move above 75. The results have been very consistent since last few quarters. Even the latest result, which was out recently, was also a good one. So let's see how it pans out, but it's just 1% to pivot. Now there are two probabilities. एक तो यहाँ से breakout हो जाएगा, or it might form a handle. But looking at the result, if the market remains in the momentum, if we see some good moment in the market and the outlook of Britannia, it might give a quick breakout without formation of handle. So let's see how it goes. So that's it for today's session, guys. Thank you for joining. See you again at 8.